Hello, Tyra. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you, Kelda?
I'm good.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day today to do this interview. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you.
Really great opportunity. So, as we've talked previously, we're going to be discussing about your journey in entertainment, as well as women in music and like the changing evolution of the entertainment industry. So, to start off, what inspired you to do music?
Yeah, so I've been in this industry ever since I was a kid, starting off in acting, modeling, and I caught the music bug probably like when I was like 14, 15 years old. And I just started writing. That's what really inspired me. Writing, like words, lyrics, being able to pair words together and make it make sense. And when you apply that to a beat, to actual music, for me, it was like very therapeutic, right? It was a way to express yourself, express your feelings, and, put yourself out there in a certain kind of way. And so, just from there and on, I just kept going. And I would just sit at the computer all day and just write, 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 or type, type, type. And I would just start, working with different producers and found myself, in a bigger situation than what I expected and loving every minute of it.
That's really great. I've listened to a couple of your songs, including your most popular one, Mind Sex. So, what was that like making that record?
Yeah, so shout out to Kafani. I collaborated with him and Micah, who was singing on the hook. Um, we were like, let's create something different but sexy, but not over the top. Like, even though it's called Mind Sex, it still leaves it to your imagination to know and understand what to think about it. Um, but we were just like, let's create something sexy and just something that will get people in the mood. And yeah, like from the cover art to the lyrics, everything just came together.
Yeah, it was a pretty good song. I was listening to it like a few times, and I really like it. It's really great.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So, your stage name, Keldamuzik, where did that come from? Like, what inspired you to have Keldamuzik as like your stage name, as yourself, and like your overall brand?
Yeah, so while Kelda is my government name, I decided to attach music to it because music is what I love. Music is what I've been doing my entire life, and the fact that I love all genres of music. Obviously, hip hop is my forte. I feel like that I can incorporate different types of genres into into hip hop or into my music, and so that's why I'm like, well, call yourself just Kelda Music. You're a jack of all trades when it comes to the actual music itself.
So, with your stage name, you also go by Diva as well. Is that like an alter ego of sorts?
It is. It is. Like you have Nicki Minaj that has the Barbies. You have, Beyonce that has the Beehive. Well, Kelda Music has the Divas. And Kelda Music has been having the Divas since 2005.
So, I also want to talk about or ask you about how you were able to branch outside of music and into like the different facets of entertainment. Like, for example, you have a talk show on Tubi called Diva Talk Tonight.
Yep, that's correct. So, starting out in this business, as a kid, I was an actress, right? Going on auditions, acting schools, modeling, and then obviously going into music. And so now everything's coming full circle because it's like you never know what door might open another door for you, even if you have to pursue this lane first. And yes, I fell in love with music, but now everything's coming full circle, bringing my acting career back to life. And same thing with, fashion as well. And so, I've always liked having conversations with people and, you know, talking about different, I don't know, different topics, backgrounds, everything. So that's how Diva Talk Tonight came about.
Oh, that's really cool. And I know you mentioned fashion. I also saw that you have your own beret line called Tamz.
Yep, I'm actually wearing one right now. Tamz berets. They come in 10 different colors. And what inspired me to create this is, you know, it was during the pandemic, and we were at the time discovering, you know, different products and things that we could put out there to keep our fans entertained. And I said, you know what? No one has ever branded a beret before, not in pop culture, hip hop, or, you know, entertainment. So I'm like, let's come out with a beret line.
That's really cool. So, um, I also want to ask about regarding independent artistry. So, what is it like advocating for independent artistry? Like, what does it look like to you?
It's always look like your own business. You are an entrepreneur. You are a person of many hats, and that's the way it's gonna be. If you want to be a successful artist, entertainer, you have to sign your own checks. You have to negotiate your own deals. You have to allocate your own budget and, you know, assemble your own team. And that's the only way that you're going to become successful, is knowing what's going on and not having somebody see everything, oversee everything for you, but overseeing it yourself and just really being hands on with your career.
So, would this be like for anybody who's like out there, like watching this or reading this article, who are like creatives and artists in like the entertainment space, like would this be like the type of advice you would give, or what kind of advice would you give to those like seeing this?
Yeah, so I would say, you know, if you're interested in pursuing a career in the music industry, you know, study those who are successful. Study those who are doing this, but that are actually really successful at this. Attend as many mixers, events, concerts, behind the scenes. You know, talk to as many people in this industry as possible. You know, you have technology that continues to evolve, and you know, you have music tech now that's really popular, right? So there's so many like apps out there that can help you grow your music, that could help you grow your fan base, grow your marketing, your promotion. You know what I mean? It's just all about research. You know, Google is your best friend.
That's right. So, so growing up in the Bay Area, like who was your like musical like influence like growing up?
Oh gosh, I, you know, I loved E40, Loonies, Eminem, uh, the Brat. That was my favorite. Left Eye. That was my favorite. Um, uh, geez, Eve, Lil Kim, and then you know, obviously Nicki Minaj. You know, I think she's paved the way for like the newer uh, era of female hip hop.
Yeah, she definitely did. Like, especially like when she came out, like back in like the early like 2010s. Like, it was kind of like unheard of at the time, but she really did usher like a new generation of the like rap girls.
She really did. She really did. You know, and you know, it's unfortunate about the beefs that keep happening, or whatever. But I think that's what makes hip hop what it is too. You know, being able to go back and forth with someone and having that kind of banter without being too serious about situations. But she definitely has paved the way for a lot of the female rappers today.
So when it comes to like women in music or maybe an entertainment industry in general, I see that you like have your own entertainment company. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, so my company is Digz Media Group. I created that actually in the mid 2000s. Originally, I had a company called Gold Dig Entertainment. But then I created Digz Media Group, and from there, I've started doing marketing and promotions and PR for other artists, and actually, working for bigger artists. Working with Kafani, working with the Loonies, working with Numbskull, and just being able to facilitate, a platform for newer artists to be able to showcase their talents and grow. I've been producing events. We have the Diva tour currently going on, and we have different artists of different genres that are performing on that platform. So yeah, I'm just like opening a door for artists and giving them the opportunity that I never had.
Well, that's really amazing. So when it comes to like your works in doing like movies and films, I did see that you have like an acting credit on the movie First Date, came out back in like 2021, and it was shown at the Sundance Festival. So what was that like being in the movie?
Yeah, it was amazing. When I auditioned, the audition like took place like in the middle of nowhere, like 3 hours from where I'm located, and then we had to film twice, and again it was out in the middle of nowhere. The second scene was in Jackson, which is like a casino town, and it was a bathtub scene that was totally unexpected. But every time someone like watches it, they hit me up and they're just like, "You in a bathtub scene?" They're like, "How did you do that without revealing everything?" And I'm like, "It's Hollywood, baby."
Mhm. So I believe I've seen like online as well, like you've tried your hand in like, creating movies and films. So like what's that like? What's that all about?
Yeah, my first self-produced short film was called Love the Original Way. I had that screen at the Black Entertainment Hollywood Film Festival uh, in Beverly Hills, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. Um, from there, I produced another short film called Who's Right, and then I've been starring in a bunch of short films. And I'm working on my first feature film, which is going to be a Christmas film. And this is going to be, again, self produced. And, with so many platforms out there right now, it's like, how could you not produce a film? How could you not produce content? Like outside of social media, you just have so many other streaming platforms where you can monetize and grow your audience on another level. And for me, again, circling everything back to acting, which was my first love, it's just bringing everything all together from my acting, music, TV, film, fashion, just everything's all coming full circle.
That's really amazing. Because it's kind of like you had this dream and desire, like from like when you were like young, and then now you're able to do like so many things and branching out. So I do definitely see like when you say that it's a first circle moment for you.
Yeah, most definitely. Yes.
So I also want to ask about like, is there any new music like coming soon, or what like are anything in development at the moment?
Yeah, so right now I'm working on a new single. I am gonna feature a Bay Area celebrity hip hop artists on the track. When releasing a single, it's like releasing an album now. You treat the single as if it's an album. You do everything around it from TikTok challenges to different music videos, like different angles of the song that you want to highlight to promote it. So that's what I'm working on now. I'm also working on another short film called Victory. Um, and I also have a podcast called Diva Talk podcast, which is streaming on, iHeartRadio, Spotify. And also with Tamz Berets, I've partnered with a nonprofit called Hair to Stay. They raise funds for a cooling treatment for cancer patients that have lost their hair during the chemo treatment process. And so I donated berets and I help raise funding for them and for Tamz with our collaboration. So yeah, just like a lot of stuff in the pipeline going on, and things just keep coming up here and there. You know what I mean? New partnerships, new opportunities. It just keeps going and going.
Well, that's really great. Like you've done a lot like recently. So it's like really like good to see.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Hard work, Got to stay consistent.
Mm-hmm. I agree for sure. But I mean that's like all the questions that I have like for right now.
Okay.
Um, thank you so much again for being able to do this interview. I really appreciate it. And pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Well, yeah, just let me know if there's anything else you need. My website is keldamuzik.com. On there, you could see all my projects that I have going on. And I need to mail you a beret,
Oh,
any color of your choice. Just visit the website, weartams.com.
definitely. I'll put all your information like down in like my article as well, so everyone can go check you out. And yeah, again, thank you so much for the conversation and interview.
All right. Thanks so much, Tara.
Have a good one.
You too.